Welcome to Cooking with Jess. Today we have a special thing going on. As you can see, we're in a different location. I'm outside. Let me just let y'all know I am braving the elements. You see the mosquitoes? They're going to be all about because they're like, oh, you want to be outside? You want to be fancy? But I wanted to do this because we are in Panama. Yay! I'm excited. So, first and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to my big cousin who gave me the idea to make this. I'm going to make something called ceviche. Ceviche? What's that? If you don't know, let me put you up on the game. Okay, so basically, it is raw fish that is cooked with citrus fruit. So, like lime, and it marinates and it cooks it. Now, as you know, I don't eat fish. So I'm going to do something a little different today. We're going to use. Oh my gosh, are we going to open up? Oh, Lord. We're going to use jackfruit. So I found this jackfruit here, and what I did was I just drained it. It came like in a brine. I drained it, rinsed it, and boiled it to try to get that like briny flavor off of it. Um, if I could tell you what it tastes like, it would be something like kind of like an olive brine. Jackfruit itself, the young jackfruit, let me be very specific. The young jackfruit does not have that sweet taste. So if you're going to purchase this, and it's probably going to be like a canned situation, I was lucky enough to find this one in a like a clear package, but you want to make sure you don't use anything that says anything other than young or green jackfruit. Trust me, it does make a difference. So what I did after I boiled it, I rinsed it off again just to get that briny flavor off. And we basically starting from scratch. Like this does not have any type of specific distinct flavor. So we're gonna mix it and marry it with some super fun things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this ginormous bowl. Like I said, we not home, right? So we improvising. And shout out to the wonderful people who allowed me to use this cool space. I'm excited about it, but we got to move fast because these mosquitoes are not gonna get in my food. First thing I want to point out, we're gonna use tomate. Now, I cut this and I let it sit. If you are familiar with cooking with tomatoes, it's very watery. We don't want all that water, but I kind of just want like a little bit of liquid just so you can kind of like sop up some of that flavor. So these here, these are three, and I chopped these bad boys down as best as I could. And because I let it sit, the water evaporated from this. Now, this is my special version of ceviche. My wonderful father makes one that many people love. I don't eat it because it has fish in it, but he puts all types of fun things in it. He puts corn. He told me he puts sugar in it. I'm not going to give all his secrets because then he will come for me, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to move that around a little bit. Then we have cebolla. You know what cebolla is, and ooh, it smells fresh. Now, this is just a fourth of a cup of cebolla. And put that in there. And I went ahead and when I tell you, I took 6 limon criollo. Now they look like a really tiny lime. So I went to the grocery store earlier today and I took some footage. So I'll go ahead and I'll see if I can insert that in there just so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. They're really tiny, but hella juicy. Like, wow, this was 6. Look at this big thing. And I still got about 3 more cucharas in there, okay? We're gonna use one for right now because I don't want it to get like super moist. But like I said, I do want a little bit of sauce. Now, here's where the fun part comes. Okay, let me get myself together. I took one, kind of like a medium size jalapeno. We don't really use jalapeno too much, but I was making some salsa and I had it and I said, you know what, that's what we're gonna use. I know like serrano, habanero, like that's a big crowd pleaser down here. But I wanted to jazz it up, just do a little something a little different since we're out here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix that real quick and then wait a minute. Let me tell you something about this. This is culantro. I'm definitely gonna insert a picture. As a matter of fact, there's something growing out here which I think is super cool. Culantro, not to be confused with cilantro, is awesome. Also, it is a favorite in Panamanian cooking. This is about 3 sprigs. This thing smells amazing. And when I tell you nothing like its cousin cilantro, it doesn't look like it at all. It does not smell like it. I know you're probably wondering, like, well, what is it then? What does it do? It does miracles and wonders. Okay, that's what it does. So I'm gonna mix that. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Let me tell you something about these mosquitoes. Not today, honey. I sprayed down. We got torches lit. We got all type. We got coils. Listen, I was not playing, but I wanted to make sure that I took this opportunity while I was here to do this. Right? Cebollina. Cebollina is scallion, aka green onion. To this day, I don't know why it has so many names, but we got that. And then here we go with the sal. Now, here's the thing about this, right? This is all about to taste. I went ahead and I put in 2 tablespoons. Sorry, 2 teaspoons. But I want to taste as I go because it needs the salt. Most importantly, what it needs is to sit and to marinate. I am a huge fan of the marinating. I know that's not a word. Maybe it is. I don't know. But here's the thing about that, right? When this sits, when the citrus like breaks down all these other herbs, flavors, listen, it does something wonderful. And I love it. I love it. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and now this was just a little over 30 ounces. And you know the interesting thing about jackfruit is it has these little like seeds in there. I think I found one. Don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. I know I'm kind of far away, but we don't want to put that in there. We don't need that. And then it also has like these chunks, which I think I did a pretty good job of removing it. And the way how you do that is you just want to go ahead and you can shred it like with 2 forks. That's what I did. Or you can chop it. That's another option. And what I did, I just took the 2 forks and I shredded it, you know. That's it. I want to mix it in. If you look, it kind of like reminds me of like salmon or tuna, kind of. But it smells amazing. It does. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm excited about this. Now, I went and got a little fancy on you. Now, I attempted to get fancy. Plátano verde, or green plantain, is something that grows in abundance here. Here in Panama, when we fry it, we call it patacones. I know there's some other Caribbean and Latin countries that call it something else. We're not even going to use that word because aquí we call it patacones. Okay, so I went and I used this little fancy uh, like a masher, but it had like a little like a divot. I think that's what you call it. And what it did was it made like a little cup. So I said, I'm gonna get fancy. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this because we're not gonna use that right now. But what I did was I went ahead and I tried. I really did. So this is a little cup made out of green plantain. I know the correct way to say it is plantain. Never have I ever said it in my life except for recording, but we call it plantain. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add just a smidgen. How about a pinch? We'll use that word. We got a pinch of salt. And we're gonna go in for the taste. The most important thing, like I said, with this is it has to sit and marry all those flavors, right? Through the magic of TV, aka YouTube. This is what we did. I just went ahead and made one ahead of time. Mm. I wanted to say something right before I took that bite, but it was calling me. Number one, the jalapeno, right? So I like it spicy with the seeds, con semilla. It's spicy. It's not too like over the top. If I had to put a range on it, we'll say this is like a mild. Um, and it was kind of spicy because, like I said, I made something else with that. Made some salsa earlier this week. However, this is what it looked like. I'm gonna go ahead and plate this up, and I'm gonna show you on a prettier version, like what it's supposed to look like, right? Alrighty. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can try it. It's not that difficult. And this is going to be used instead of fish, right? That's what the jackfruit is for. So for those who don't indulge in the fish, like myself, That's what I use. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna plate it up. And I'm gonna say go ahead and thank me now. You're welcome. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you do. Adios. Take care.